everybody, welcome back to another video. If you are new to our channel, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below and go check out our Instagram pages where I post daily photos and updates on a lot of our animals. For today's video, we are going to be talking about rat breeding, particularly pairing up males and females, how long they should be paired up, and then the gestation period for your females, as well as how long it takes for babies to go from pinkies to medium rats, which for most people, medium rats is what they're going to be feeding their snake collection. Now, there are many ways that you can pair up, depending on the size of your collection and your needs. I'm going to be showing you what we do and what works for us. This may not work for everybody, and everybody's going to do things just slightly different. When we started our colony, we started with 9 females and only 1 male. We started out with 3 tubs. There were 3 females per tub, and then we cycled the male through each tub. Now, it's pretty easy to distinguish males from females, and I'll show you how. So they have these giant testicles. All right, little buddy, there you go. And females obviously don't have a scrotal sac or huge testicles like that. So it's pretty obvious to tell the males from the females. And usually about 2 to 3 weeks, you can start seeing the development of the scrotal sac on the babies. So it's pretty easy to see quickly the difference between the males and the females. So as I said, we have 3 females per tub, and we place the male in the tub with the 3 females, and he will stay in there a total of 21 days. Females will go into heat weekly, so this will ensure that he will hopefully get through all 3 females in that 21-day period. Now, usually he will get to all 3 females within a single week. That is usually the hope, and that's what we have seen happen. And then after 21 days, usually within the following week, we will have babies. The gestation period for rats is anywhere from 21 to 25 days. So we will remove the male at 21 days exactly, and then typically within a week, we will have rat babies. After about 2 weeks, you will be able to clearly see that the mother is developing babies in her belly. Her belly will steadily grow. At about 3 weeks, she will look like she is going to pop. As you can see in this video, this mama is very heavy in her belly, and she will give birth within the next day or 2. When the mamas look like this, usually within 1 to 3 days, you will have babies. Mothers typically have babies either in the early morning or at night sometime. We have seen some of our mothers give birth in the middle of the day, so that's not uncommon either. Once I know a female is approaching giving birth, we do the heirloom breeding, which is we remove the female from the tub with the other females, and we separate them out into their own tubs. In the beginning of breeding our colony, we did have a couple issues with some females stealing babies, and so we decided to try out heirloom breeding, and we have found great success from it. And we have found that the mothers are a lot less stressed, they take care of the babies, and we have a lot that are able to be saved. Typically, litters will range anywhere from 8 all the way up to 16. Our litters right now have been ranging from 13 to 16 babies. Now, keep in mind that not all of the babies will make it. Out of every single litter that we have had so far, we have had several babies die. It's not uncommon. There is no specific reason. Sometimes they just don't make it. I usually check on the mothers daily, sometimes twice a day, and I will pull out whatever babies don't make it, and I will freeze them for pinkies to feed to some of our smaller snakes. But just keep that in mind. We have had litters up as much as 16, and then we've had 4 die, so then we've been able to keep 12. It's just something that happens. Now, once the mother has given birth, obviously there's gonna be a lot of blood, and the babies are gonna be super pink. And they are gonna be squeaking and crying a lot, and that is to get the mother to feed them and to stimulate them to use the bathroom. Now, I have noticed with our litters that if the babies last 48 hours, then that means those pups or those babies are going to make it long term. If for some reason you do have deaths within the litters, they're going to occur within those 48 hours. So that is really the critical time for you to check up on mama, make sure she's doing her job, check up on the pups, make sure they're all looking pink, check their bellies for little white spots, and that is the milk in their bellies from mama feeding them. After the rat pups are born, usually if there is more than 12 babies in a litter, we have noticed that the mom will separate them into 2 piles, and she will rotate feeding them so that all the babies can get milk from her. Now, pinkies only stay pinkies for about 5 to 7 days. Usually around the 7-day mark, they turn into fuzzies. And you can see here how we have a bunch of little fuzzies in there. And they will stay fuzzies for approximately 7 days as well. Usually at the 14-day mark, you should start seeing your little babies open their eyes, and then they will start exploring the cage more, and they will leave mama's nest that she has made. Someone's eyes are about to open because they are venturing out of the nest. Look at all these little guys. At the 14-day mark, even though they are exploring the cage, they are still nursing heavily off mama. It is not until the 21-day mark, or 3 weeks, that you will start to see them following mama and trying to get food and water from different sources. At this time, I usually take a small clump of food and put it down in there for them, and they will start eating regular food as well as nursing off of mama. At about 3 to 4 weeks is when they start becoming weaned, and this is when you can start checking to see which ones are males and which ones are females. Usually between 3 to 4 weeks, the males you'll be able to visually see their scrotal sacs, and by 4 weeks is when you want to separate them to ensure that the males do not impregnate mama. I don't think they can impregnate the females at this time because the females are not sexually mature, but the males are sexually mature enough to impregnate their own mother. So you want to go ahead and separate the females from the males. At this point, I will separate the males into a tub together, and then I will usually leave the females with the mother until they are ready to be euthanized and put in the freezer. And then depending on what our needs are of our collection, I will either leave them in a rack to grow up, or I will start euthanizing what I need to feed my collection. Once rat pups are weaned and can be separated from their mother, at that point we put the mothers back together, the 3 in the tub, and then, like I said, we either raise the current rat pups up to be smalls or mediums, or we euthanize them as needed. And at this point, you want to give the mothers 3 to 4 weeks off to get some weight back on before you introduce the male back to them. And this is why we have several tubs that we rotate the male through to keep a steady flow of babies. So while he's in one tub for 21 days, that will give these current mamas at least 3 to 4 weeks to get some weight back on and to get healthy again before they can have pups again. So right now we have 3 tubs in rotation, but we have held back some females from some of our other litters. So we are currently growing up 2 more tubs, and we're about ready to save a few more females because our collection of snakes is growing. And as you saw, we acquired some monitor lizards that also take rats on a weekly basis as well. So as our collection grows, then we hold back more females to be able to increase our rat colony production. So when you hold back some females and you're raising them up, you want to let them get to be about 250 grams before you start breeding them, and at least 3 to 4 months. The optimal time to start breeding females is between 4 to 6 months. If you wait longer than 6 months, rats' pelvis will actually fuse, and it is actually dangerous to breed rats past that period if they have never been bred before, because obviously the pups can get stuck and the mother will die. So that is why it's very important, as soon as they reach that 250 grams and at least 4 months, that you introduce the male and start breeding them. Once they get past that 6, 7, 8 month mark, it is not safe to breed the females because you really increase the risk of losing them. And then of course, as you start seeing a decrease in pups, so like right now, some of my females are popping out 16 pups. At some point when they start decreasing production and they're only maybe popping out about 8 pups, we'll know that they're coming to the end of their time when they can be producing. And then we will save the good ones as maternity mothers. And maternity mothers are great because if you have a mother who delivers and is not taking care of her pups properly or her babies properly, then you can put that litter in with the maternity mama and she will actually start producing milk and will care for them. So it's always good to have a maternity rack where you keep some of your good mothers that are no longer able to produce. So in the event that something like that happens, then you can save your babies. And then as far as the male, like I said, we have a ton of females that we are either raising up or currently breeding, and we only have one male. Now, rats' lifespan is anywhere from 2 to 3 years, closer to 3 if they're being treated properly and fed and cared for properly. So probably around the 2.5-year mark, then we will probably save a male and we will have to retire out our current male and replace him. But he is only about 6 months old, so he's got quite a ways to go. Now, in addition to our current collection, we have also acquired some albino females. And we are currently looking for an albino male because I think we are going to start breeding some fancy rats as well to sell as pets. As I've said in previous videos, I really like rats. I enjoy them. I think they are smart and sweet creatures. Unfortunately, we love reptiles too, and those also have to eat. So it's kind of hard sometimes when you have to retire or euthanize some of our rats, but that is just the way the animal kingdom works and everything has to eat, and I don't know why there's like 1 or 2 flies in my house, but they're bugging me. Well, that is it for today's video. I hope it was helpful and informational, and hopefully it'll help some people get their rat colonies started and producing for whatever your reason is. If you just want to breed fancy rats or if you need to feed a collection, whatever your needs are, I hope this was helpful. Again, thank you for watching. Stay safe, stay sane, get out there and make your own footprints. Hopefully we can go on some more adventures here pretty soon. But anyways, until the next one, see you later. Bye. Bye.